Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, episode 82. We're in the season finale. It's our sophomore season, our second year at the Formula One level, aka World Motorsport Championship level. And there's a lot still to play for here in this final race. For one thing, Red Bull have not locked up a championship over Mercedes. Mercedes could still win. It has been back and forth most of the season. Force India, though, fairly secure in third, but not guaranteed. Williams, currently in fourth, have been in fourth for a very long time. We are now just 2 points behind them. 2. Looking at the Williams drivers, Carlos Sainz Jr. has scored 1 point over the last 3 races after 3 straight podiums. Harrell, no points in the last 2 races with a podium in the race before that. You can see that their stretch, their run of good form went from Germany through the US. They have not done anything in the last couple of races, which is the first time that has happened in quite a long time this season. Williams has really greatly benefited from qualifying performances of being just outside of the top 10 and then going on a one-stop strategy and benefiting from that by getting up into the top placings, picking up that 24-25 seconds in that pit delta. Ferrari, the surprise of the season, not only are they not in the top 3, but they are down in 6th place. And why? Because they are still in the Big 3. But by in the Big 3, we mean the back end of the Big 3. They have been in Red Bull's usual spot. Third best team. By some margin. So, they are consistently 5th and 6th. So why are they in 6th place in the standings then and not in 3rd? Because of the same reason why Force India and Williams have been up at the other end and why we have been up at the other end to a lesser extent. They are consistently qualifying in the top 10, but in the middle of the top 10. And the pit stop strategy has affected them greatly. That 25 seconds loss, they are not recovering from it as well. And race after race, the Ferrari drivers have been further back. Also, they're doing what they're doing in real life this year, where all of their hopes go into Vettel, and then they keep hanging Leclerc out to dry. Well, here in game, they've been doing the same thing, albeit for Joseph Newgarden. Newgarden, 5th in the standings, 115 points, but he has not scored in the last 3 races. He's not scored well since Canada. Leclerc, meanwhile, in the last 2 races, is finally getting a little bit of team support, and suddenly he's the one picking up the points. He's had 12 and 15 in the last 2 races, so a 4th and a 3rd place. So they're still capable. They're still scoring for the most part. They had no points in the US. We have picked up on them. It's going to take a good result. Ferrari is breathing down our neck, but they've very much been a one-car team each race throughout the season. They're never getting double points. Sometimes it's Leclerc, sometimes it's Newgarden, but they always seem to be focused on one driver and one driver alone. And only twice this season, only twice this season have they both been in the points in the same race weekend. Make that 3 times. So, very infrequent, not happening very often. If they both get in the points for this race, we could be in trouble. I need both drivers in the points, and we definitely need that head-to-head. We need to beat Williams. It's only 2 points to get 4th in the Constructors, but we very well could still fall to 6th. But let's go ahead and get it into that last race of the season in Doha. Wait. We had mail. Alright, so here we go. We have a dilemma on our hands. Colton Herta picking up a bonus. It's either he gets happy, which could be temporary, or we go for prove them wrong and get changeable conditions. Or I won't get it because we're stuck. Don't glitch on me. Apparently we're going into the race without that settled. Or I did settle that already. We picked up that bonus yesterday. I don't remember. I think that's where I stopped. I don't think we're going to get first. We'll go for the 4th place bonus. We're at a deficit, but we are covered now for the season. I was so worried about the financials, but we're good. Doha, I think, is a track for the mediums. I don't think it's a hard compound race, but we'll bring... I can't take the risk. We need the one-stop strategy, and I don't want to qualify too high anyway, so only 3 sets of softs. Tire wear's medium. Fuel burn is high. Interesting. 4-lap race. It would be nice if I knew what to get out of the tires before we went into it, without keeping that data myself. And I know there are players on this game who do that. There are plenty who do that. Take advantage of that. Keep track of their race setups so you're only tweaking it. And keep track of what the tire wear is like. Would have been nice. We're finishing the season with the 8th best car. Renault has gotten back above us. We've been bouncing back and forth with Renault for 7th and 8th for a while, but I've had no new parts, and ultimately they passed us and finished the year above us. But that means beginning of next season, when our finances should be a bit better, we could and should start fighting Toro Rosso and Williams for that next best. McLaren's been one of the surprises of the season here, that they keep getting down in the points, but for the same reason that we are up. McLaren, Ferrari, both down because they keep qualifying in the top 10 and then can't overcome. Mercedes and Red Bull are overcoming. Not every race, but they're fast enough. Ferrari, just not quite there. Not quite good enough. I'm glad we're not on the bottom anymore, but we have the weakest engine. We have the weakest gearbox, so we're the slowest car. But decent on brakes, good on the front wing and those low-speed corners. Not so good suspension-wise on the medium corners, but the high-speed corners were up there as well on 5th. So we corner better than a lot of the other cars, but we're just off the pace. So basically we're McLaren for those last couple of years, and then McLaren gets the new engine and then still has the problems, and then, the blame falls elsewhere. They have no response, no answer. Alright, well, looks like we are 12th and 14th this time entering. Of course, we pick up that little boost and it puts us just outside of that top 10. But then race strategy seems to always pick us up a little bit. But here we go. Last race of the year. And we can move up or down or stay where we're at in the Constructors this race. So, a lot happening. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, the drivers are now level on points entering the last race. And that's pretty cool that we've gone a whole season and they've come out right there, neck and neck, battling each other. The only downside is the gaming decathlon side. I get bonus points if I get one of the drivers into the top 6 or either of the drivers into the top 6. They're 8th and 9th in the Drivers' Championship right now, so they're just missing out on that mark. But next year we can pick up that bonus. By the way, at the time of recording, this video has only just posted from last week. I'm recording now exactly 1 week ahead of time. Alright, let's do the weight stripping before we get into that balance, but it looks like they want me on the hard compound, so I think it could end up being a good thing that I did. Bearing 333. Find out. What is it? It's 23 laps, right? Oh, 19. We don't need that. That'll definitely get us there. That's about 26 laps of coverage. 13 and 9, not quite. That's 22. We'd really be pushing it if we went with one set of softs, which there's a significant advantage to the softs over the mediums. We would be doing a two-stopper for sure if we went with the softs in the race. And what would I qualify on? Mediums, be at the back of the field? Could happen. But if we're looking at 3 sets of softs for the race, 9, 18, 27, two-stopper, we would really need the time bonuses. It's hard to say, though, how much of an advantage the softs would have over the mediums out here, but it's clear that we don't need to go with the hards. So let's go ahead and use the mediums. I like the idea of the one stopper. Now setup needs some work here. Downforce alone seems to be capable of getting us into the range we need to get into. Oh, except for not quite here. Probably go back to Herta and fix that at least a little bit. We'll go 44 for him. We won't push quite as far, but we know it's got to be somewhere in a similar range. Final practice session of the season underway. It's a pretty long track, actually, so this could have a bit of an impact. Okay, good, okay. And it looked like okay, good, good. So downforce obviously needs to go quite a bit higher. Oh, look at that, just 5 seconds and we are kind of on track just by changing the rear wing. Let's go for that. That'll save us a little bit of time. Oh, we've got a great, okay. Go for the same thing here. So very quick setup change. So track. It looks like a lot of cars out there on the hard compound. So either they're going to miss out on the bonuses or they're actually planning on using the hard compound in the race. And that could really play to our advantage. Nice. Okay, we are close on setup already. 95%. Downforce, we got that one just right. The handling and speed balance are very close. So we need a little more right and probably a little more left. So tweak tire pressure just a little bit. There we go. We could actually probably let him go run a few laps. We're at 98% here for Max already. Dang, we nailed it. Okay, the handling probably just that little bit more. We'll see if that gives us something we want. And you're going to go for a long stint. Should have done that with Colton, but that's okay. Let's give us a chance to check tire temp, see how they go over time. They're staying roughly neutral, but you can see it does slowly heat up. And of course, our fuel wear in this car is good, as they are obviously saving fuel bit by bit, which allows you to push that a little bit harder. So they're starting to overheat now, and they've run, what, 2 laps? 3 laps is all. So that's not very good. Okay, bonus 3 and 3. $97. Need a little more speed balance. That's a lot. That also brought that up just a hair, so we'll bring that in a little tighter. We'll try that. Switch to the qualifying. 3 laps. And the softs. Comes Max. Still at 98%. Okay, we went that direction. We'll go a little bit further, see if that gives us 1% more. And we're going to go run triple bonus this way. I don't like the overheating of the tires. That's going to be an issue in the race for sure. But the fuel wear part is going to be good. So we're going to be running conserve and push on the engine a lot. First bonus. Second bonus. Running out of time. It's okay if we don't end up getting the third bonus. That'll help keep us outside of the top 10. See, right now we are running inside the top 10. And last lap, and not quite there. Oh, we just missed it. Just missed it. We got 5 purple smiley faces, but not 6. We got a 20% bonus, but not 30. So I'm kind of hoping that'll help keep us just outside of the top 10. Okay, check that setup. We got to 99. That's good. How about here? We stayed at 98. When we came off purple and got on purple. Interesting. So you needed to come back to the right slightly. That's not slightly. There's that. About the handling. Can we just about pull that off? We'll give that a shot. See what that does for us. You're on the soft. That's good. Here we go. Qualifying. Like to get out of Q1. I'm almost, depending on where we get, I'm almost tempted to pretty much sit out Q2 or put on the wrong tire compound in Q2. Oh, let's not go yet. It should be dry throughout. We'll go late on this one. But I don't know times. We might do something to Q2 to sabotage myself slightly. Yeah, I know. You haven't done a time lap. Time lap. I haven't put a lap time in yet. Words! Words! I know that they exist somewhere. Somehow. Alright. I think. No. Still waiting. Still. Ooh, minute 43 though. Minute 43. I need a good 2.5 minutes to get out there. So let's go. Let's go. It's pretty tight. 1.2 to get in right now. Max. Taking a risk with a little change to the setup, trying to get that little bit more. We're at 90%, 98% prior to this change. Let's see, where are we? We are just coming around here. Little S curve and heavy braking. Heavy braking. There we go. Accelerate. Get those tires up. Easy. It's hard to get some tight turns through here along the marina. Boy, these tires just do not want to come up in temperature, which is weird because you can run neutral on the lap itself and the tires are going to overheat. Alright, we got the tires perfect, but at the cost of some massively overheated tires. Now, let's check in with Herta, who's a little bit further along into his lap. Should be coming up on the end of Sector 1 shortly. Three-tenths of a second down at the end of Sector 1. Not quite the time we would hope to have, but it's relatively competitive. We're on our way to about 1 second down by the end of the lap. And that would be enough. But only just. 7/10 down. Now, Max is much closer. He's only 1/10 behind the leaders at the end of the first sector. So Max is looking pretty good. Herta, a little nervous right now. He's looking about maybe 1.1 down. There he goes. To the line. Okay, he got it. Just inside of 1.1. Right now, that's enough, but only just. 1.1 is not enough. He's already on the bubble in P15, and Max is going to bump him off. So, Herta's going to be out in P16. Max goes through. Hopefully, Fuoku does not go faster and bump Herta even further. P16, not too bad of a starting spot. Fuoku does not go faster. So, we've got one Toro Rosso, two Primas, and one Renault out. And Herta out in P16. Max only P11, so looks like there's not much of a chance of us going much higher. It's Leclerc actually ahead of us right now, only just inside P10. You can see how big the gap is between him and Newgarden. Race in, race out. They definitely have a first car, and it's not Leclerc. Down to one driver for Q2. And like I said, at least it's P16. I can work with that. That's not too bad. I'm not going to wait all the way. I don't want to end up qualifying. So I'm definitely going before the 5-minute mark. But we'll kind of let this first wave of cars get out there. Alright. It's long enough. I think we've got a gap coming. Yes, we do. They should get by the Toro Rosso here. Savanin does get by. It's a Mercedes behind us. I'm going to mess up their lap if they catch up to me. Come on, tires. Come on. Where's the heat coming from? It's got to be where it is. It's got to be where it is. Okay, we got the heat we needed. Now it's a matter of trying to keep it. It was slightly better. Tire temps were perfect. We're still overheated, but not quite as bad. We were, 90%. This time we're 80% overheated. It's a little bit earlier in the lap, so the track grip's not perfect. So I'm hoping that's going to slow me down just a hair. And should be enough to help keep me down around 11th or 12th. That would be ideal. At this point, I'm kind of looking for 13th. Get above the Williams, get above the Renault. Harrell into the top 10 would be perfect because then his race is ruined. And all we have to do is focus on beating Carlos Sainz Jr. I would like that. That would be ideal. Verstappen 2/10 down at the first sector. No surprise there. I mean, these guys are really pushing Newgarden. Put in a heck of a time. Could be going top. Leclerc also looking pretty fast right now. But again, their races could be ruined by a two-stop strategy. A one-stop strategy for me would be perfect. 1.3 down. We're already looking at being out. That second sector, we lost more than a second in the second sector. We go 1.6 and we fit in exactly where I figured in 13th. Would have been nice to be ahead of Maryline, but at least we're securing that. I'm just hoping that Sainz stays behind us, especially the Renault. Yeah, sure. Williams, like I said, with one car in the top 10. If Harrell stays in the top 10, that is looking good for us. If he gets dropped to 11th, we're in a bit of trouble for the race. It's guaranteed they're going to be working on a one-stop strategy. But if he's in there, that two-stop could mess things up for him. Let's speed it up as we go through. Diaz Sanchez will ride on board with him as he flies through his lap. 2/10 down at the end of the first sector. That's pretty competitive time. That's also, okay, 1.2. He's right where Verstappen was. 1.7, he betters his time, but only slightly. Savannah Maryline bumping Harrell down. Harrell down to 11th and not coming out again. Dang you, McLaren. Dang you. Savannah all the way up in 3rd. Wow. Harrell just got the perfect gift, getting bumped to 11th. Free choice of tires. And that's Sainz up to 12th. So Harrell and Sainz, 11th and 12th. Sainz wasn't even out. He was in the pits. He was not even out on an out lap. How did he get another time in? He never even left the pits. So we're 14th and 16th with the two Williams primed for a big result. That hurts. That really hurts. And Ferrari qualified well, 1st and 5th. So they could very well be the fastest out there. I'm in trouble for this race right now. Let's see where they go in the final qualifying session, though. Hopefully the Ferraris lose some time. They go a bit slower in this one. 4th and 5th right now behind both Mercedes and behind Gata. Margasov behind him. Margasov. Hopefully they can bump it up. Newgarden's looking quick. No, he only goes 4th. Okay. That's helpful. That's helpful. Margasov didn't have any soft tires left. He was out there on the mediums. That explains why Margasov was well off the pace. Savannah much slower this time in 7th. But Williams in that perfect spot, 11 and 12. I mean, that is almost as good as pole at this point. At least the way things have gone this season. But we move on to Sunday. It's cloudy. Never did check the setup. I did get to 3 purples. We got it to 99%, so that little tweak did the trick. We got that 1 more % out of it. I need to switch you onto the mediums. Small chance if we end up with these lasting 14 laps and we only have 9 to go, we could put on the softs. We're not going to be able to push for long at all on these tires. We're going to have to slow down very quickly and back off to keep the tire temps down. Otherwise, we will just fly right through them. Alright, well, here we go. Last race of the season. Again, we are 2 points behind Williams. We are 10 clear of Ferrari. Ferrari, they're up there. They are up there, 4th and 5th to start the race. Williams, they're up there too, 11th and 12th in the prime spot. Spot that I was hoping to be a little closer to while I start from 14th and 16th. Let's check out where we're at on tires. Margasov's in trouble. Margasov's in a lot of trouble in this race. Van Doorn's in trouble. Marilainen's in trouble and out of form. Harrell starting on used softs. Harrell just screwed up their race. Sainz, though, on the hard compound going for the one-stopper. Quite a few of these guys on the hard compound. So we are really just looking at Bo Nordstrom and us being in the prime spot, running the mediums, easily going to make it on a one-stopper, but a much faster tire than the hard. So could we end up with the top 3? Well, I bet you Carl Logano, Lando Norris, and Mick Schumacher are going to have something to say about that. Hopefully, Joseph Newgarden and Charles Leclerc do not. 5 red lights here in Doha. Final race of the season are up, and they go out, and we go racing down the front stretch. All sorts of traffic, but we're able to find the inside and make a move. Verstappen into the top 10. Herta up to 12th and 3 wide with his teammate, makes it through. He found a little bit of clean air as the 2 McLarens have blocked us off at this point, made it really hard to progress a little further up, but Verstappen continues to make some headway, is up into P7 and Herta up into P9. This is a brilliant start to the race, and we're going to go down to neutral on those tires. They are already into the happy zone, and they will continue to heat up. But we're going to stay on push on that engine. Verstappen in 6th, Herta in 10th. Herta purple in Sector 1. Looking good here. Looking good. Verstappen purple in Sector 2. Brilliant start to the race. I'm loving it. 6th and 9th now. There we go. Across the start. And already Margasov into the pits. Margasov has pit already putting on mediums. So Margasov on the 2-stop strategy, running the mediums now into the back of the grid. And with that, we're up into P5, P8. Leclerc is P7, Newgarden is P2. So Newgarden had a good start. Again, those guys are going to pit relatively soon. Marilainen could pit as soon as this lap. Van Doorn could pit as soon as this lap. And those guys are going to be well behind everybody else. All those on the hard compound. Well, Sainz up into P9. So Sainz has a good run as well. Schumacher all the way down to P10. So he had a terrible start. Has to use a little ERS to defend against the Ferrari. Oh, we get to the inside with Herta. Verstappen, little run there. Just a touch of ERS for Herta to try to defend. Hold that outside. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Come on. Got the inside here. Get back in front. There you go. So P6 for Verstappen. Herta defending against Leclerc in the Ferrari. He's in the soft, but they're not going to last terribly long, so he will lose some pace. He might be fast right now, but he's going to slow down. Sainz is behind us, so that's the one we got to worry about. Right now, things are looking really, really good. Herta, the one in a little bit of trouble. Tires just now hitting the happy medium point, where they are at the perfect temperature. We're getting the most out of them, the most life out of them, the most speed out of them, besides when you really push, of course. The most natural pace. Herta, we're prepared to defend. Once we come around that little chicane, get a run through here. Looking good, closing back down on the Ferrari. Gets a look to the outside, which is not a bad place to be if you can hold it, because you'll get the inside on the next sequence of corners, but he couldn't quite hang on to the position. But looking good, P5, P7. I'm not too worried about Leclerc being here. Leclerc's not going to be here much longer, and you can already see he's starting to lose some of that pace as Herta has closed up on him. And has a look to the outside. It's a tough place to make an overtake. And again looks to the outside, and actually he gets to the inside of Verstappen, and now we're P6 and P7 as Verstappen slides in behind. Again, Leclerc is probably pushing right now. Still P8, P9 live standings. In the constructors, we're ahead of Williams by 12 points right now, with 14 scored, and Williams no points. Does that mean that what happened to Sainz? Sainz drops to 11, so they're down to 11 and 12. And Harold on those softs is not going to last long at all. Leclerc was pushing to get ahead of us. His form is looking pretty good for Verstappen. A little bit down. Not sure what's going on with him. Both cars running well, though, here on lap number 5. Van Dorn has pit and is now way behind Marilyn, his teammate, in 19th. Margasov, also having already pit, is now up to 17th. He's only caught up to and gotten around Valdez. Remember, he, like Van Dorn at the moment, was a ways behind after he pit. So we ride in 6th and 7th. Yes, Ferrari's looking good, but they are going to pit here any moment. We, from the looks of it, could be in the race lead and running 1-2 here any lap now. 18 laps remaining. Nobody pitting yet. Got some nice clean air. Ooh, hello Ocon. Ocon just got a nice run there. But he's at the end of the life on his tires. I think he's pushing probably for an in-lap. Let's see, is he? Yes, Ocon pushing for an in-lap. He's trying to get what he can. It would have been nice to hold him off a little bit longer, but that's okay. He's going to pit. Though not showing the symbol yet. It hasn't indicated, but this appears to be an in-lap. Now he's starting to fall off, so Herta going to get back around him. Meanwhile, I'm happy with what we did tire-wise by backing off sooner, because we're able to get a lot of good, clean laps here on neutral. We are hitting that point where we're overheating. Remember, in practice, it only took about 2 to 3 laps to get those tire temps up to where they were. And here, we're lasting a little longer. No pit yet from Ocon, even though he was pushing. A bunch of the others do pit, though, and they're going backwards. Harold has pit as well. Harold, at the moment, down to last place as he comes out of the pits in 20th. So we are P5, P7. Gotta back off. Gotta back off. There you go. He's pitting this time. Who's that in 8th? Diaz Sanchez on the hard compound? Where is he coming from? Come on. Should be keeping him behind, no problem. Especially in the Renault. On the hard compound. The slow car. On the slow tire. With a driver who is nowhere near our level of driver. I don't know how Renault does that. Up to 3rd and 4th now. As more cars pitting. Gata, Norris, and Newgarden have already pit. They have already pit, and they've come out ahead of us. So Newgarden, very much in contention for this race now. He's on the hard compound. He's going to try to go the distance from here, as is Lando Norris. Gada's probably not going to make it, but may try on the medium compound. This could be trouble for us. Where is Leclerc? Is in last. Leclerc is in last after his pit and way behind. He has had long pits every race. And why? Problems. Every time. They give him bad parts on his car that don't last. So not only does he have the slower, as Herta goes past Verstappen, and Verstappen's going to have to use some ERS to defend against those behind him as we go 4 and 5. It's lap number 9. We've run 8 laps on these tires so far. They'll make it 12, I think. We should be able to get 4 more laps out of them. So we've swapped places as Herta got around Verstappen, but now we have some traffic behind us. They're all on the hard compound, surprisingly. Sainz is up to 6th. Live standings as of right now. We are in 4th. Williams and Ferrari are level behind us. We're 14 points clear with both cars in the top 5. Ferrari, again, messing up their race, putting Leclerc way behind, all the way down in 20th, but he will go the distance from there in a fast car, if his car holds up. Max, a little bit of danger from behind. We will make a run for him. Now, I might have to pit on separate laps here. If I do that, we're looking at about 11 and 12. Come on, Max, come on. Stay ahead. There you go. Let's ride with Max. Max, a little tighter competition at the moment. 41%. We're on lap 10. We're still early on the lap, though, so we're about 3/4 the distance we need to go. In terms of tire wear, will be okay, I think. Do I want to pit one at 11 and one at 12? I don't want to double stack right now. They are too close together for that. 1.5 seconds apart. Do I want to try to stretch one to 13? We're definitely not stretching anybody to 14 to try to run the softs. That's not looking likely at this point to happen. Now, Herta, go ahead and go conserve for a little bit. You've got a little cushion up there, and we can bring those tire temps down pretty quickly. I like how quickly they do come down. Max, just a touch of ERS just to help keep the gap. Now, the top 3 are pulling away from us right now, and we've still got a pit, and they probably don't, except for Carlo Gada. So those 3 are out of contention. We are not going to get a podium today. Alright, back to neutral. You're good. Let's go conserve just a little bit, just a few turns. Just a few turns. It brings the temperatures down quickly. I like that, at least. Okay, back to neutral. Back to neutral. Fuel wear, not so good. We are going to have to, after we pit, we're going to have to shave off some fuel. And actually, Herta's in a good position to do it now. Okay, Sainz has dropped back to 8th. Harrell is down in 16th and going the distance. Nordstrom's going to pit soon. Marilynen's going to pit soon. Giovinazzi, Valdez have not pit yet. Nakashita has not pit yet. That's going to bump the Williams back up, but they're definitely at the back end. And we are not quite as clear as we need to be, are we? Okay, it's lap 12 now. I think 27%, yes. This is the time that I need to pit. This is the time that I need to pit. This is actually where I need a gap. Right now it's 2 seconds. 2 seconds. We're going to pit this time. So you're going to attack and push. And you're going to put on the mediums. I'm going to wait a little bit longer on deciding for Max whether to pit now. I want you to back off, though. Actually, just go low. We're going to save fuel here. Try to open up a gap. And we've got to pit. If I go another lap, you're going to lose a lot of time. You're going to fall off that cliff on these tires. And there's only 11 laps to go. So this is your time to pit. But by going conserve versus push, hopefully, Herta will open up a gap. Let's go ahead and ride with Herta. We'll check out both pit stops. Make sure they're clean. Here we go. Into the pits. Colton Herta's there first. Gap is close. Just out in time. No double stack. That's good. Go on high. Go on high. Out in 11th place. We're out in 11th. We'll go medium for a little bit as we are in some traffic. Max comes out in 15th. Gap is 2.5 seconds. We've got guys around us that are about to pit. And we've got guys in front of us that have not pit yet. Quite a few. I'm not worried about Marilainen. Nakashita, though, I do not want Nakashita getting past. We're going to use our ERS when we get the chance. Right now, both cars are just kind of running smooth, running comfortable. Okay, here we go. Here's your place. Here's your place. Ready, and go. Push, push, push. Into the top 10. 3 cars pitting. Margasov included. Margasov's going to go the distance, putting on the hard compound with 9 laps remaining. But that's limited choices there. Nordstrom with their first pit and going to last place. Leclerc now in 17th. We are P10. We are P13. So currently, we are down to 6th place in the standings with Williams, Ferrari, and then us. The gap, 9 points. 9 points to 4th. That's how we run right now. Herta, come on. Why are you letting Nakashita get around you? He's just going to slow you down. Oi. Fuel is right about back to where it needs to be. Ride with Max here for a second. We are going to use some ERS before he fills that bar up all the way. And is no longer saving. Again, we're running conservative right now. We're getting some fuel saved up. 8 laps to go. Keeping our tires fresh for the final laps. Oh. Save. Who's that behind me now? Ocon. Ocon is trying to go the distance. I do not want Ocon to get around. Come on, Herta. Come on, you should not be this slow right now. Defend. There you go. Defend! Defend! Max coming up behind. Alright, let's get a rundown. I need Herta to defend this. Max coming, he's got... Ooh, he had the outside, which would have become the inside here. So close. Making a move happen on that one. There are 5 cars in front of me, guaranteed to pit. Ooh, Ocon just flew around. What the heck just happened? I was looking to the left side. I missed that. Definitely having a battle with Ocon here. That's a position I'd like to get my hands on. Harold behind us is trouble. We do not want Harold getting around. And Harold is doing just that right now. Got the inside. Oh, stop. Gonna have to back off soon. Don't like that we're having this battle right now. Right here, right now. Nakashita likely to pit this lap. Diaz Sanchez is likely to pit this lap. We're up to 8th and 9th now. Valdez and Schumacher have pit again. Giovinazzi has pit. 6 laps to go. Top 3 have run away with this. So Ferrari is where they are. Leclerc is up to 13th. He could still get into the points. As of right now, we are now ahead of Williams by 3 points and 2 points behind Ferrari. Oh boy, we have got ourselves a battle for this championship. Both cars, though, run in the danger zone. I've got to cool these tires down. Quick. 40 plus 0.4, so that's good. That's good. We are going to have to back off, though, for Herta, fuel-wise, to make a run for the end. So we're in conserve mode for right now. Can't stay there for long. We've got to get these tire temps down, though. Sainz is now 10th. Remember, we are just 2 points behind in the standings, so if I can keep those 2 drivers behind me, and they are just behind me, and Margasov has gotten around Harrell, so he's now splitting them. It's okay if Margasov gets around me, as long as I'm in front of those 2 drivers. I will get the points that I need to beat them. But then I've also got to deal with Ferrari, because Newgarden is running in P2 and has a good gap. Not a huge gap to Carlagata, but Carlagata is on used mediums that are going away quicker than Newgarden's hard compound tire. Now, tire temps almost back down to the happy zone. Max getting some pressure from behind. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Max. We're going to have to use ERS this time to defend. Margasov pressuring Sainz. We are now in 7th and 8th. Here comes their ERS. A bad time for them to use theirs because I had to use a little bit, but just about 2% there. Just a little touch on the exit of that corner. Just came around the buildings. Ready, set, attack. Attack, 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 attack. And stop. 10% used. And that keeps that gap, that front straight, where we have no power. Remember, we have the weakest engine on the grid. I don't feel like I could back off these tires, though. I've got to cool them down for just a little bit. Herta doing fine. P7, P8. Savanin and Ocon may or may not pit. Gata may or may not pit. Gata's clear, though. Gata's got enough of a gap. Back to neutral, back to neutral. Gotta defend this, gotta defend this. He's got a look. There we go, defend. Oh, no, no, no! How did he get that push? How did he get that push? We've got to get this position back. Come on. That was most of the ERS, and we could not get back around him. Sainz on somewhat fresher tires. Harrell's in trouble. If Harrell leaves the points entirely, it's okay if Sainz splits us. As of right now, we are exactly level with Ferrari and 1 point clear of Williams. As we stand right now, this is so close with just a couple laps to go here in the season. Okay. Herta could push now. Herta could and should run away with 7th place. Max, though, in a tight place here. We've got some extra fuel for that final lap right now. So he's going to be able to go into overtake mode But we've got to get the tires in a happy enough zone to get them there. At 46%, he's okay. The Williams attacks and loses a place. He attacks, loses the position. Merlinen gets around. Two to go. 2 to go in the season. Now, Herta's good. Herta is good. Nobody pit ahead of us, though. Diaz Sanchez still up there. Newgarden still in second. Did not pit. 14 seconds clear, so Newgarden, no pit. No pit. So he'll take second. He'll take second. He's not going to lose that. Gotta pit. And coming up fast. But Newgarden is not pitting. Final lap. Final lap. We still have about 1 1/4 to go, though. Okay, I think tires are good to go. Tires are good to go. We do not need to cool them off again. It's only going to be 1 lap to go. But where is Sainz? It's about 2 seconds clear. Ooh, Herta, I forgot to use your ERS. Okay, how are we looking? Level with Ferrari and Williams, 2 points down. Overtake mode. Herta in 7th. Race now coming to an end. Lando Norris has taken the win. Newgarden has taken second. We cannot afford to lose any positions here. And Giovinazzi is just 1 second behind Verstappen. You're going to attack. We're going to attack. 7th and 9th is confirmed. 7th and 9th is confirmed. Verstappen almost caught Sainz there at the end. 0.4 of a second behind. So, I think we are level on points with Ferrari. I think we're level on points with Ferrari, so how's that count back going to work? Are they going to put us in 4th? Are they going to put us in 5th? I think we ended up 2 points clear of Williams. I believe that's where we're at. That's what the live standing said. So how's that count back going to work? Do we have an edge over Ferrari or not? I would think not. But we could. Possibly. Moment of truth. Season at its end. We will have an off-season special as we set up the next season. I'll be looking into the comments on the video that just posted today, as this is a week ago, in terms of when you'll see this. So I've got some changes going on in the channel, so I'm filming a little bit ahead of time here. But we pick up 8 points on the day. Sainz picks up 4. We were 2 points behind Williams, so that's enough to bump us. But we pick up 10 on the day. Ferrari get 18. We were 10 points ahead of them. So we should be 2 points ahead of them as well. We should be 2 points ahead of them as well. Sponsor objective met, by the way. Not that that matters. So Herta overtakes Verstappen in the championship, as they were level on points. So Herta beats the battle of teammates. 8th and 9th, they stay. Sainz remains in 7th. Schumacher 6th. Margasov drops to 5th. Newgarden moves up to 4th. Also, you've got another championship on the line too, with the constructors. Gata beats Norris by a single point. After Lando Norris wins the race, nearly closes the gap, but Gata does enough to hang on for the Drivers' Championship. But do we have a different team with the constructors? No, Red Bull hangs on by 4 points. Force India keeps 3rd. And we get 4th. Ferrari, we apparently win the count back. to get 4th place above Ferrari, and Williams takes 6th. That is so insanely close. That is crazy. But we get 190 points. What a fantastic season for us, with very few upgrades to the car this season. The rule change helped so much. The 1-stoppers for us, while so many teams had 2 stoppers, really, really helped us out. I've got a great pit crew too, so we gain time there. That is our strength by far. And was a solid investment. So we take 4th in the championship. That is awesome. Like I said, I will have an off-season special as we'll go through. We'll get a look at the car. We'll get that payout. We'll start to make some upgrades to the car this season that we haven't been able to make this season. The headquarters, big upgrade there. That's going to help with the finances a bit. We're going to have a lot more money next season, as I absolutely have faith that we can finish in the top 5, if not top 4 next season in the Constructors. I was set for 8th as our expected result this year. So we had very little money coming in on a race-by-race basis. And I think we can replicate what we did this next season, if not do more, because the car will be better. I will especially make improvements to the engine and the gearbox, where we were so far behind everybody else in dead last. But it's Prima that's going down, just 14 points scored this season. McLaren, disappointing year for them. Ferrari, very disappointing year for them. They get a spot back. They get up to 5th. They nearly get up to 4th from 6th. But Williams drops from 4th to 6th on the last day of the season, the last race. 2 points separating the 3 positions. And somehow we just edged that group out. We did just enough. But that's going to do it for this episode and this season. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.